Good afternoon, friends. Happy Monday to you. It's Pastor Jake here with a Monday meditation, a few thoughts, a scripture, a quote, and a special guest in a little minute. For the longest time, we were told that politics and religion are not very good dinner table discussion topics. And I think in part that is because we have privatized these things, as if religion and politics are private matters of the heart, which is interesting because both politics and religion are matters of community and community building. So it is strange to me, although there are many reasons for this, that we have so privatized these thoughts. But it seems to me, if ever there was a time that we ought to be able to talk with one another about these things, sharing our faith. We did a whole neighboring series that was about being a good neighbor and hopefully being able to have some of these discussions with our neighbors just as people who love one another. Certainly now we are coming into, we are in the throes of an election year, even though with everything else going on, it doesn't really feel like it. But these are conversations that we ought to be able to have, certainly as Christian people, because our love for one another is rooted in something deeper than our opinions about dogma or partisan politics. However, it's difficult. It's hard. We have a difficult time speaking with one another and holding on to that tether of relationship and maintaining that. And I think the Apostle Paul speaks to some of this and how we can find not so much a strategy, but a way of being together that will allow us an inroad into these conversations. So let me read to you from the book of Ephesians, chapter 4. It says this: "We must no longer be children, tossed to and fro and blown about by every wind of doctrine, by people's trickery, by their craftiness in deceitful scheming. But, speaking the truth in love, we must grow up in every way into Him who is the head, into Christ, from whom the whole body, joined and knit together by every ligament with which it is equipped, as each part is working properly, promotes the body's growth in building itself up in love." It seems to me that for so long we have held truth and love as opposing viewpoints. Either we tell you the truth or we love you, right? This is maybe every parent's paradox when their children grow up and do things that they don't like. How do we both love and tell the truth? Well, I think we need both. I think that's what the Apostle Paul is trying to say here, right? That we must no longer be children, right? We're not blown about to and fro, but we must speak the truth in love so that we can strengthen the whole body. It's good for everybody if we both tell the truth, but not on its own, with love in hand. In fact, this is the only way we can really have these sorts of discussions. Tim Keller writes in his book, The Meaning of Marriage, he says, "Love without truth is sentimentality. It affirms and supports us while allowing us to live in denial about our flaws. Meanwhile, truth without love is harshness. It speaks the truth in a way that we can't hear it." Now, both of these things are trying to get at the same point, right? We're trying to speak the truth, but how we do that is important. And that brings me to my special guest. So I've got one today.
Hi, Jake.
Hi, Matthew. Thanks for being with me.
Oh yeah, happy to.
So thinking about tone is maybe the best way to enter into this conversation, and in a way to give us an illustration of what I mean. You can say the same things in different ways. They're heard in different ways. So let's hear a phrase that is pleasing to the ear. Maybe we can call this one the truth in love version.
Okay.
long for the Shire. It certainly makes me long for the Shire. So that's the truth in love. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful phrase, and I can hear it, and I can receive it, and I can be glad for it. But those same notes can be presented in a way that it's almost impossible to hear it and receive it and enjoy it. We'll call this the truth without love version.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty awful. Thank you. Thank you for that. He has to try to play poorly for the record. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I can't receive that. I can't know that the words that you are speaking are coming from a loving place because they're so harsh and grating on the ears, if we're honest. Right? And so our goal as Christian people is to be formed in such a way that we can speak to one another the truth in love. If we have no love for one another, I said it on Sunday, I'll say it again, it's like what Paul says in Corinthians, right? That even if we have all the gifts, even if we're trying to bring God's good truth into somebody else's life, but we don't have love, we'll be like a clanging gong, a cymbal, crashing cymbal. And I don't have any gongs or cymbals, but I can get a womp womp. Can I get a womp womp? That's what the truth without love is like in our lives. So, my friends, let us engage with one another, but let us do it out of a desire to love one another so that we all might be better as a result of our conversation and in our living together. Let us be a people who speak the truth in love. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.